Hey, how's going guys? You are watching Free Cloud Gaming YouTube channel. Today in this video I am going to show you top 5 games like GTA 5 for low-end PCs with 2GB RAM, and no graphics card. And all the above 5 games are listed randomly. Which means that the number of the game will not define the quality of the game. So now let's get started after the intro.
Let's roll.
3, 2, 1.
On number 5 spot we have Postal 3. Postal 3 is a third-person shooter developed by Trashbusters, and published by LAKEY. In Postal 3, the Postal dude emigrates to Paradise's sister town of Catharsis as he previously blew up Paradise with a nuclear bomb. Due to the economic meltdown, the dude drives into town and becomes stranded because he cannot afford a tank of gas. He must then find work and do various odd jobs to escape the town. The core of the gameplay is more linear and story-centric as opposed to the open world of 2, with mission-based objectives pushing the plot along. However, it retains the same sense of wild abandon action and combat the series is noted for. There are 2 paths the player can follow depending on actions performed in the game, as well as how far the player's karma meter reaches. If the player wantonly attacks and kills innocent people, the karma meter will be affected, changing from yellow to red and guaranteeing the player goes down the bad path, in which the plot and missions change accordingly, and which ends with text asking if the player is disappointed that they did not get to waste them yourself, telling them instead to take the good path, which will allow the player to see the story through to its logical conclusion. So definitely worth a try. On number 4 spot we have Gothic 3. Gothic 3 is a fantasy-themed open-world action role-playing game. The player must complete quests and slay wild animals and monsters to earn experience and improve skills. The game is reputation-centric, allowing the player to side with the faction. The player is able to take advantage of missions to allow either side to take over towns. The game places a special focus on the interactivity of the environment. The controls have been altered slightly with the stronger focus on action. The nameless hero can wield dual weapons or use a shield. In the game, Myrtil, a world in upheaval, overrun by orcs from the Darklands in the north, King Robar is defending Vanguard, the former stronghold of the humans, with his last troop of followers. Chaos reigns without, rebels are offering resistance, and the Hashishin of the south are openly collaborating with the orcs. Liberation or annihilation, the fate of the world of Gothic lies in your hands. Create your own individual gaming experience through different solution paths. Dynamic, action-packed combat system, choose between fast attacks, deadly whirlwind close combat, or shooting from a distance. Immerse yourself in the most colorful and authentic fantasy world of all time. So definitely worth a try. On number 3 spot we have Dead Rising 2. Dead Rising 2 is an action-adventure survival horror video game developed by Canadian company Blue Castle Games. The game's story sees players controlling Chuck Green, a former motocross rider, who finds himself at the center of another zombie outbreak taking place in a casino resort and shopping complex in Nevada, and becomes involved in uncovering the truth behind it. Not only must he survive against the zombies roaming the complex by scavenging weapons and supplies, along with rescuing survivors caught up in the incident and dealing with crazed psychopaths. Players must complete major missions to advance the story, but can undertake optional tasks and explore the complex, with various endings available depending on actions taken during the main game. The player controls protagonist Chuck Green as he fights off hordes of zombies while accomplishing specific missions. The game includes several new objects that can be used to attack the zombies. Up to 7,000 zombies can be seen on screen at the same time. Dead Rising 2 allows players to manufacture their own custom weapons at various points in the game by collecting items and combining them together in maintenance rooms scattered across the game map. The player also has the ability to unlock combo cards that reveal weapons that can be combined together. Boss fights are represented by psychopaths, people who have either been driven insane by the zombie outbreak or are taking advantage of it to fulfill their cruel desires. So definitely worth a try. On number 2 spot we have Driver, Parallel Lines. Driver, Parallel Lines is a racing video game developed by Ubisoft. Driver, Parallel Lines takes place in an entirely open-world environment, while the game also features some elements that are common with Grand Theft Auto: visible blood when someone is shot, an auto-aim feature, with manual aim also available, a money system, fully modifiable vehicles, with a test track to test out upgraded vehicles, and environment destruction. If the player attracts police attention on foot or in a certain vehicle, the player can suspend their wanted level by losing the police and entering a clean car. The same principle applies to out-of-car activities such as weapon use, in which players can holster their weapon in order to lose police attention until spotted committing illegal acts again. Like Grand Theft Auto, the game features fictional, yet distinct styles of vehicles based upon real automobiles that were in use within New York between the two periods. The game is focused on multiple cities, as the game takes place in New York City, within the periods of 1978 and 2006. It focuses on a getaway driver named TK, who seeks revenge on a gang he worked with during his youth, after they framed him for the murder of a drug lord they held for ransom. So definitely worth a try. On number 1 spot we have Red Faction, Guerrilla. Red Faction, Guerrilla is a third-person shooter video game developed by Volition and published by THQ. Red Faction, Guerrilla is a third-person shooter game set in an open-world environment. The player takes the role of Alec Mason as he assists the Red Faction to overthrow the oppressive Earth Defense Force, EDF, on Mars. However, the game allows for buildings, cover, and other structures to be destroyed. This allows a degree of creativity in approaching a given objective, such as breaking or crashing through structures, or leveling multi-story buildings and large bridges or catwalks to thwart the enemy. During the campaign, the player is always equipped with a sledgehammer-styled weapon, along with 3 slots for other weapons and explosives, selected out of a choice of almost 20 items. The player also has the opportunity to control armed vehicles ranging from retrofitted civilian vehicles to tanks and large walkers for more destructive options against the EDF. The game's open world represents a terraformed area of Mars' surface. The world is divided into 6 distinct areas and the player must successfully free each area from EDF control before moving on to the next. As the player travels through as yet unfreed areas, they get attacked by EDF forces if they are spotted by patrols or commit aggressive actions. Each area also contains 1 or more safe houses staffed with Red Faction guerrillas, where the player can rearm or change their weapon loadout, and spend salvage to purchase upgrades to their weaponry and equipment. The player can traverse the world on foot or by appropriating one of the numerous vehicles. In order to liberate any given area, the player must complete a variety of missions to reduce the EDF's presence, referred to as EDF control. At the same time, the player can complete various side missions, such as rescuing hostages, destroying enemy-held facilities, defending locations from attack, and delivering vehicles. Other actions, such as letting civilians die, will lower morale, while actively killing civilians will lower morale faster. The story of the game progresses along with the liberation of successive sectors. So definitely worth a try. So that's all for today's video, guys. First of all, thank you so much for watching. And if you liked it, make sure to subscribe and press the bell icon and give this video a thumbs up, to show your support on the video in numbers. And I will see you guys in the next video. Till then, stay home and stay safe, and most importantly, take care of yourselves. Bye.